Hey, welcome to Dre's Take. This week, FHFA reports that first quarter home prices are up across the nation to the tune of 4.3%. The Miami area led the nation in price gains with 14.1%, but of the 8 Florida metros included in the study, even the lowest ranking one, Tampa, which clocked in at number 36, saw a 5.6% gain. The Orlando metro area clocked in at the 33rd spot, up 5.9% year over year. Quarter to quarter in aggregate, U.S. home prices rose by 0.5%. That's if we want to break things down to a shorter time frame to get a little better idea of where trends may be heading. Well, when it's rising 0.5% quarter over quarter, then it's safe to assume that you'd see a 2% year over year growth nationally, which is a bit below the historical average for home appreciation, but nonetheless, it's not negative. We also have to take into account that that number is the totality of the nation or in aggregate, and there's some parts of the country that are really weighing that figure down, most notably out west and the high tax states and metros such as San Francisco and other large California metros. So what we're seeing is the vast majority of states, 43 in fact, have seen price increases year over year, despite the stubborn higher interest rate environment, which rose another quarter percentage point last week and now hovers around 6.5%. 78 out of the top 100 metro areas have seen an increase in pricing as well. And of the 7 census divisions with positive house price changes, the South Atlantic division recorded the strongest increase at 7.2%. The southeastern states, and most notably Florida, are in a unique position in the current housing market. We seem to be insulated from some of the more dire impacts of the higher mortgage rates. Now on the seller side, it may seem like things have slowed or even flipped, but that's all a matter of perspective. You gotta remember, we were essentially on a highway that had a 65-mile-an-hour speed limit, and we were traveling at 95 miles an hour for a considerable amount of time. And so when we slowed down to, say, 70 miles per hour on that highway, it seems like we're traveling or moving a lot slower. But again, that's all a matter of perception. We're actually coasting well above the speed limit. This is simple supply and demand at play. And despite there being lower number of buyers than there were a couple years ago, there's still not enough homes to satisfy the existing demand, which leaves the seller side of the equation still with a commanding control. No, your home isn't gonna sell in 5 days or 7 days in most areas, but if it sells in 1 or 2 months or even 3 months, you're still well within historical norms. We've got to shift our focus or our perspective to more reasonable expectations, something that's more in alignment with what a normal market would look like, or a slightly imbalanced market weighted towards sellers. And that's exactly where we are now, at least in Central Florida. As always, if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to reach out. And until then, be sure to stay tuned each week to keep up to date with all things real estate. That's going to be Dre's Take for now. All right, y'all. Take care.